Hello everyone, and welcome to another album review. This time I'm going to be talking about Ashes of Aries' fourth album, New Messiahs. I believe this album just came out today, July 18th, 2025. Ashes of Aries is a band that's kind of an Iced Earth spinoff, fronted by former Iced Earth vocalist Matt Barlow, my favorite singer of that band, as well as I believe a former bassist. And at one point they had a drummer, but he's not listed on this album, and I think he had left the band at one point. I couldn't find the name of the drummer for this album. Being a fan of Matt's work, I really wanted to get into this band, and they do have some really good songs. I believe I talked about their second album at one point, but I'm not sure if that review is still on the channel, as I have been removing a few of those old album reviews. This channel has kind of become more of an archive for my old gaming channel. So this video is going to be structured a bit like an album review, but I will preface this by saying that I've only listened to this album once. I took some notes based on each track I listened to, but this is kind of a combination of album review slash first time hearing reaction sort of thing. So I don't know the album very well, and I will point out thoughts that I had as we go. One thing I remember about the band's third album, which I never talked about on this channel, was that there were way too many layered vocals from Matt on that one, to the point where I feel like the songs weren't able to breathe properly. And that does happen a bit on this album. Thankfully, it only annoys me in a couple of tracks, where I honestly feel like it kind of ruins them to a point. And then there's another song where part of it they do that to the point that it annoys me, but not enough to ruin the song. I also noticed I don't remember hearing a guitar solo in the first half of this album. Now after that, I noticed every song has a solo. But a few of these tracks, and unfortunately some of my favorites, feel a bit incomplete because of it. And I'll get into that as I talk about each song. The album starts with an intro, which I skipped. I don't really care about it. It's like a 2-minute track. I'm not really all that interested in it, to be honest, so I'm not really worried about it. Then the first actual song is the title track, New Messiahs. I dug this song from the get-go. It's pretty ripping, it's fast-paced, there's a lot of frantic guitars. Matt sings with a deeper vocal style, which I guess he has done before, but I'm not used to him doing that as much as he does on this album. He does sing a lot more in his lower register on this album than I'm used to. The chorus is a little disappointing, but it's not too bad and doesn't ruin the song. I actually really like this one. Two Graves is one of the songs, and probably the biggest offender that I was talking about before with those layered vocals. They make Matt sound like he has a frog in his throat or something along those lines. I don't really care for it being overused. I think it's cool to use layered vocals in a chorus or in certain other parts of the song, but when all the vocals are layered, it's a bit overwhelming for me. Like I said before, I didn't love that almost every song in the previous album had that. It doesn't allow for vocal variety or the ability to distinguish a song or even parts of the same song from one another. So this is one of those tracks, I think it could have been really cool, but with the layered vocals, I can't get into this one. And at that point, I was worried that we were going to run into that same problem that I had with the previous album. Thankfully, like I said, it's not as bad as on that album. Where You Go is a little bit more of a mellow track. If memory serves, it mixes some slower and heavier parts. This is one of my least favorite songs, at least on first listen. It's not bad by any means. I wouldn't say any of these songs are bad, but this one didn't really do much for me on first listen, but it's okay. Wake Up Vultures is another heavier, faster song. I actually quite like this one. It does have more layered vocals, but for the most part, they don't really bother me except in the build towards the chorus. The chorus is also pretty decent. And this is the point in the album where I stopped and thought to myself, hey, wait a second. I haven't heard a solo to this point. From what I remember, the song basically goes verse, chorus, and ends without any kind of break in between. And that makes the song feel a bit incomplete. And I'm going to have the same issue with the next track, Atrophy, which is probably my favorite song in the album. The song rips, the vocals are great. I really like the chorus a lot, but again, it has that same structure, not putting in a guitar solo, not doing a third chorus. It does have a slower guitar riff that plays at the end of this one, which I suppose could have been an okay bridge and at least something to break things up, but they only do it at the end of the song instead of putting it in the middle just to break things up a bit. Still a good song, but a bit disappointing. And the album gets softer from here on out, although we get guitar solos in the rest of these tracks, so that's something. Keep on Walking feels like a tribute to somebody's child. For all I know, that might be what it is. It's mostly a softer song, but it does have heavier parts. This is another track during the chorus where Matt's vocals sounds like he's got a frog in his throat or something, because they just sound a bit off to me. But the song does make up for that with a solo. Overall, it's not a bad ballad. The Hawk and the Dove mixes some mellow parts with some heavier parts. This one didn't really do much for me. It's not bad by any means, but it didn't really do anything on first listen. Lust to Feed, this one kind of goes for a slower, creepier vibe at times, which, given the song title, kind of works. The chorus didn't really do much for me, unfortunately. It does mix some slower and heavier parts. This one, again, is just okay. The album ends with a song From Hell He Rises. This one starts off slower, then builds into a heavier, faster track. These might be my favorite guitar riffs that this band has put out in this song. The verses are really nice. There are some layered vocals here. At times they're okay and don't really bother me, but at other points they do start to get on my nerves and the chorus doesn't really do much for me. This is the other track where they really irritated me. Again, they just feel like they're a bit too much. Overall, on first impression, I would say this is a decent album. I will be purchasing a few tracks off of this album, but I'm probably going to listen to it a few more times in case the whole thing grows on me, and then I just buy the whole thing. If you like this band, then you should definitely check it out. If you're a fan of Matt's work, you should definitely check it out. It's definitely worth a listen, and it is an okay album, but I don't see it being one of my favorites. And just a brief aside before ending the video, one, if you like what I do here in terms of album reviewing or gaming, then please like the video, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. I'm trying to regrow my channel after having my gaming channel canceled, essentially. I was basically forced by YouTube to cancel it, or I wouldn't be allowed to post or create a new channel anymore. Long story on that one. Also, I'm probably going to do more first impression album reviews like this. Typically, I like to do album reviews where I listen to the album several times, get to know it really well, and then review it. The problem with that is I never get the time to listen to an album enough to actually do that. So that's why probably going forward, I'm going to review albums like this. So if that's something you'd like to see more of, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I will see y'all in whatever I do next.